Okay, so what else can I say? Um, yeah, so building my last video. Um, okay, so the Quran talks about obviously being slave is bad. Don't live in slavery somewhere. And try to oppress free slaves as you can if it's in your power. Don't try to do anything to save anyone's life if you can't save your own life or protect yourself. But freeing slaves is good. Number one thing in Quran is fear of God, belief of God. Um, Reading and learning the Quran is probably the best thing I ever did in my life, besides of having food, water, shelter, and a good education and a normal family. So to some extent, the Quran has been the biggest help to my life to make sense of everything else. Realizing truth and religion, feeding belief of virtue and God and goodness is the only thing that's keeping me sane, I would say. Because karma is real. Karma is the number one word I would use to describe Quran. There's no way to get away with evil. There's no way to get away with hate. There's only two things in the Quran: love and hate. It talks about. So if you choose hate, you'll find it. If you choose love, you'll find it. That's all. So if you feel like you hate yourself because your parents don't care about you or whatever, God gave you a test. Let go of the materialism of life. That's the number one thing. Food, water, shelter. Quran emphasizes monies for that. Don't ever play with that. Like Peter Griffin on Family Guy plays with his goddamn house mortgage and stuff. He plays with all their family. He's not a good father, but that's how it is here. It's kind of a joke. And yeah. So that's all I can tell you. That's all I remember. But anyway, this is all bull crap. Anyway, so that's all for that one. This is not much here to talk about. Is all it. So what they're doing to my younger sister's life is when black Tamils get money and power, they just screw everyone over. So the way to fight against that is it's possible. You can play quickly to get out of that. And so that's one thing. The second thing is black Tamils push women and men who are lighter skinned to sex so they can ruin them and they can play with their life after. It's pretty sad, but it's true. So yeah, and then another thing is Muslims are trying to find flaws against us. So anything you do, when if you wear a gangster outfit, if you're a guy, or if you go and date guys, if you're a girl, or if you smoke weed, if you're a guy, they're just watching everyone doing that in Toronto and just trying to like push them out of the city because they're doing the Jewish thing where you just find any flaw someone's doing and oppress them out. It's pretty bad. So don't be on your best behavior in your Muslims. They're gonna find every reason to be wicked towards you and unfair, so they can kind of like oppress you from there. Kind of socially dominate people for no fucking goddamn reason. It's like unnecessary bickering and arguments and point fighting really doesn't mean jack shit. They'll rape girls and say it didn't happen, and they'll come and tell you, oh, did you leave the goddamn door open like a little bit? You push it, like stupid things like that. It's very annoying. Their nerve is what it is. Their nerve is very satanic, so I would stay away from those. And yeah, so the world ends when there's no good left in humanity. So there's no good people left, the world will end. So you have to be a good person until the world doesn't end. And I would say just be a good person because only fear God and try to get away from oppressive, satanic people. My uncle told me the guy who killed my younger sister through his son, he's not here to let it be about anyone else. Scary guy. He's ugly and screwed up, and he's a messed up human being. He wants to screw over his entire family and every person he knows in the Tamil community, make about white people. He's not really a Tamil person at all. I would stay away from depression and depressive things. Negativity is a big thing right now. I think be positive. So yeah, back in the day, women were protected by swords and shield. Nowadays, the sword and shield is guns. So if you don't have guns, how would you protect yourself against Mongolian rule? Remember Mulan the movie? They came and with horses and weapons. How did you fight that with the same thing? You can't just fight those without, those type of monsters without anything like that. So if I were you, guy or girl watching, and you in the world, just remember Don't be a wimp. Don't live like these Illuminati stupid idiots supporting the gays. You got to be a man and a woman's remembering what life really is when the wrong people get a hold of power. You don't play to their whim. Look at Sikh people, how strong they are. Be strong and fight against it. Have a guns. A sword is useful too, but it's like very cheap on Amazon. Other places they get short from Japan. It's like $80, it's $100 more or less. I would get guns though. Sword is nice because unlimited ammo, but guns is the truth. Like guns and silencer. Even imagine they have it, you have it. Have a bulletproof car and guns. I'm telling you. So just remember the Mulan movie. It's a woman saying she's gonna protect her life. So men have no excuse, watching. Always protect yourself with guns. Yeah, so how the Illuminati, what Steven told me when I was in elementary school, they said it'll kill me if I ever told anyone this. How they make people, they said it'll marry me off. But I'm gonna tell you anyway. I wanna save your life. I'll put in the YouTube comment description as well. They make girls and guys lose respect for them by making you have sex so you don't respect yourself anymore, forget your parents. Therefore, they can play you in society. That's why they want to separate me from my family and make me sex me around stuff. That's what Steven was trying to do. So, yeah, I see men and women coming from China and India. They are more man and woman than here because they are raised against the evils of Satan, of sex and music and dance and alcoholism and drugs and materialism of the West. They're a little bit more strict, a little bit more slower there. Family value there. That's the number one thing. That's what's saving them from all the Western corruption. Family value. Here they tell you leave home at 18. There they tell you stay with your family until you have someone else to watch over you and love you and to marry you and that kind of stuff. Here they don't watch what kind of friends you have. You can have bad friends like Steven, drug addict friends, any kind of friends. You can meet anybody. Be, open-minded to meet people who are crazy. Sexing girls and guys all over the place. It's a bad influence, really and truly, and it's not something a young person needs, I think. I've only seen it ruin people's soul and innocence. I don't think it's a good thing trying to pretend to be a bad person who can handle sex like that. I can't. And neither can girls, I think. So, the good people are only ones saving humanity. Corruption on the government level and gang level is just destroying humanity. Just remember that. So in India, the corruption is destroying India, but the good of that innocence of the people are still saving them. Same thing with China, same thing with everyone. So don't be corrupt. Be less corrupt in life. You'll always regret things my mom always said when I was a kid that you do bad. Number one word my mom told me is character is the most important thing. People always remember the bad things you do, not the good. So remember that. And they also said, the Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, Allah's most favorite trait of any human being is character. So if you don't have any faith in anyone for being good, if you think they're trying to sex you and they're trying to rape you and pressure you into sex, the person who's losing is you. Because God wants you to be a good character even if you die. They will kill you, they'll say anyway. Death threat. So they can rape you, murder you, steal from your money, take your phone, take your wallet, kill your parents, kill your mom. What Mira told me was, and Ducey told me and other people told me, was they'll kill my mom if I didn't date Mira. This is back in 2013. Such snakes. And they got me into alcohol first. So I drank alcohol and then I got into like a mindset of like, oh shit, I feel afraid. But before I drank alcohol, I was very sharp. So alcohol and sex and friends like that, stay away from those parties. And they pressed my heart to get me to come out to that party. So they had so much power. So my advice to you is leave the city. Leave Toronto until you see what Mira did to my life. It's insane that's what's happening. But that's what my heart told me to do. My heart told me to take 10 grand, 20 grand for my mom. She has RSP, other money savings, take a mortgage on the house even. Leave to Dubai, leave to Malaysia, just forget this place because I'm not going to grow from here anymore. That was 2012 December and now it's 24 April and I still see that to be the case. And it was so easy back then to just wilt into the pressures of be. But now I can see that the only person's life they're sabotaging is mine, but not theirs. What kind of cowardice is that? Ducey can't fight me. Tamil Tigers can't win a fight. Why are they talking? So anyone who's trying to ruin me on the behalf of Tamils or blacks or Muslims, you can eat the shit I've taken a shitter. I'm going to heaven, and all you losers are going to hell for obvious reasons. I'm trying to be in a good path. Don't try to push me to Mira or to sex because I need that. I don't need that. I want my wife. There's a lot of hot girls. I'm not going to fucking have sex with anyone. I don't know how to have sex even. I never learned. It's probably the best decision I ever made in my life. So, Satan is always bad. Satan is only trying to push you in this life. It's a fool. Make fools out of young people. That's what it is. to make you exploit, to suffer, to oppress you, to make you manipulate and control, and in fear. You don't think when white people went to India, they got them to drink liquor and have sex and do all the bad things to take advantage of their people after that? That's what they're doing to you in Canada and America and the West. So, yeah. And sixes have a lot of pressure in their heart. They can get you to do things against your will. Every six I've met so far, they know what bad is. They push me into it, but I don't want to do it. So I'm like, why are they always able to get me to do what I want me to do? Because they pressure your heart. They have such willpower to hurt other people, such negativity. And then they have so many reasons to do that because you know why? They're bad apples. They don't want everyone to figure out that's who they are. So they try pushing you into evil. So you also take the blame with them. Because I remember Branavan, Sri Ranjan, and Anantin, and all these other sixes in university, and also sixes in my family. They're all a bunch of whores. They want to sex everything. Mira too. Yo, bro, they would never admit that they're a whore. But they want us to do the same thing so they can cover their own butt. I'm proud to say I'm a virgin. Can they say the same thing? No. And they told me, they threatened me not to say that they're raping girls. They said, don't ever tell people raping girls because that's what they're doing. So if I were any white girls or black girls or Chinese girls, Indian girls watching this, be careful, Tamil man. Vairamuthu, this random random guy. Look at this guy. Look, he's giving some pointless speech. 70 years old. He's a 4 and a 2. Like, you'll read this and know what that is. Look at that. Almost 17 women have placed allegations against him. They're saying he's luring them. So, what I'm saying is, I need to read what that's about, but this is some article you can probably read too. I don't know what this is about. Some sort of, dude, you be dumb, or something like that. So, guys, what am I saying? What they say in India is, don't you know all Hindus are whores? Don't you know that all black Tamils rape girls? Don't you know that? I'm like, no. Now you know. So they just dropped information like that. So now you know Vairamuthu is this lyricist 4 and 2 like Mira was, and he's raping multitudes of women. Surprise, surprise. Mira was saying that she has a gun at Branham's party. Her dad, I remember, had a picture of her on Facebook. She had a picture on Facebook of her dad with a gun. So only person I've ever seen in my life has a gun in the Tamil community is her father with a gun. And they're trying to scare people into being with them or something. I don't want Mira. Like, I think I was in a my state. You know, whoever's watching, I would say stay away from alcohol because my mind state was so vulnerable at that moment. I drank hard liquor. I don't think it would have happened otherwise. Nothing happened that day. But they're trying to use the Muslims to pull you away from each person's family and then destroy your life. I don't know. I hope you learn from my experience. I don't know why I went to such a shitty university, but apparently I told my mom, you know, before I went to go to Ryerson because I said I don't think I trust the Tamils at her university and at the UTSC, and my mom just said, oh, let's go there. And my mom's an idiot. She wanted to show me off to everyone because I was doing so in school or something. Mom's an idiot. A lot of people are stupid. So now you can learn from my life. I can still go back to university, you know. My younger sister's dead, so I don't know what to really think about anymore, so I can think about myself. Before I had to think about Sadaka was an issue, so I had to go from home. I had to think about, you know, so many stupid things, but it's all anxiety. It kind of makes you think the wrong way. What you have to do is think fast and just don't guilt yourself and just keep going, because then it's better for that person too. If I had just left my parents' house, went to Dubai, got a good job, doing whatever, then I could have probably taken care of Sarika too. But if I just stuck around thinking, oh, so Sarika, then, you know, I would have just slowed myself down. It's not the right thing, okay? So that's my recommendation about that. So I'm gonna go. My court case is coming up. I'm gonna take care of that, deal with that perfectly, you know, get a good lawyer, me, and get on my life. After that, I'm gonna get out, and then hopefully I get to take, you know, my loved ones to heaven. I go, you know, with me. I'm going to heaven for sure. I don't know that now. I don't believe there's a lot of good Tamils in Toronto. I think they're all Uttas. And I mean, I have to prove myself as innocent, right? I think everyone has to endure judgment. We all get judged. But hey, listen, if I don't have friends, I will never have met Mira. Hey, listen, if I don't have any university to go to, I'll never even laid a finger on a girl until today. So hopefully learn from that and stay away from workplaces too. That's why they're raping girls and murdering girls. And I went to my workplace, and one of the workplaces I went to, they said, you can't come back to this workplace unless you're trying to have sex with the guys. They said that in my workplace, and I said, well, I work here. I'm a guy. Why are you telling other girls not to say stuff like that? So Toronto's weird, dude. I used to work at this valet company. I don't want to get into details, but Toronto's getting really weird, and there's a lot of weird sexual pressure. One of my coworkers said this too. This white guy, white black dude. He's half and half. He looks white though. I don't want to say his name, but Cordell. He said they got rid of him from the supervisor role because he didn't want to sleep with one of the women. This was back in like 2018. I'm just mentioning his name just to be respectful here. If he came out and says it to the world, that woman would be dead. Like, not dead, but next to dead. Like, no one will ever support her again. That's crazy. Because he's younger than I am. By like a year or some amount of years. I'm like, that's crazy. They're taking advantage of the youth like this. It's so insane. So they got rid of him from the job. Scary, man. Toronto's becoming scary because of like the Krishan Kugaraja, Airbnb is scary, workplace is scary, university is bad, parties are bad. And where is it safe now other than home? Muhammad, peace be upon him, said at the time, Muhammad, people want to tape their mouth, keep their mouth shut, like I think put your hands on your butt and sit in the house because they want to say anything or get caught any drama, because anything you say against you is going to be used against you in the worst way, like a microscope, and say, why'd you say, like, it's just going to be taken out of context. Words are going to be hurting people more than anything. So just ignore people, ignore hate, ignore the bad communities of Toronto, which in my opinion are the white community. They're the worst. Then it's the black community, the Muslim community, and then the black Tamils. I think those are the ones. After that, I think everyone's pretty much okay. Like Chinese or Indian, like they're okay. Philippines, they're fine. Mexicans, never seen them do anything. Maybe there's gangs with them, but that's bad. But any gangs, stay away from that. Hopefully you understand this now. Stay away from those kind of people. All you watching in Toronto or the rest of the world, what the circumstances are in the world. Be a good person. Either you fear Satan and live for Satan, or you fear God. I guess there's no point talking because you guys always choose here before your birth who you want to be. Hopefully this helps. You can see Vairmuthu's time is up, and he's going to be, as long as he's alive, he's going to be judged in this life. And if he's a man, he'll face it. But knowing what kind of person he is, he's 6, and a cancer, I think he's going to be a bitch made an Anton. He's never going to face that shit. He's never going to face who he is to you or me. He's going to play around and leave. And that's why you don't, my friends and all that in elementary school, high school, this guy's a fraud. It should not be about him, I said. Seems like something's wrong with this guy. And I was correct. And same thing with Vairmuthu, This guy Vairmuthu was married, has a beautiful wife. Why does he have to go after all these other girls? Like, no offense, right? If I have a beautiful wife, I'm not gonna go and fuck all the girls like a creep. Let me show you his wife. This is his wife and children. So that's all. I saw a McLaren F1 today. It was a $150 McLaren F1. Okay, where is it? So, look at that. This is the same color of car I used to have. And green with 5-spoke alloy rims. This also has 5-spoke alloy rims. Kind of cool coincidence. $150 million going for recently. I don't really care about McLarens, but that's a nice car. It's a nice car. It's beautiful. It's too loud. I think the electric cars are the truth. Like, it's more sleek with supercars and more faster cars. It's quiet is better. So anyway, that's just cool. Anyway, I'm gonna make a part 2. Just give me a second.